$3,100 worth of repairs. Good morning, Oregon. Guys, you're a little close to the road here. Welcome to the Lost Coast. Slug. I've managed to get sand embedded in every orifice.
你好，我叫Nate，是 Jacob 的朋友。
I have to figure out how I'm getting home because I don't know what direction I'm taking to get home yet. It is week 5 of living in my car. Over the past month, I drove all the way from Detroit to Seattle, down to Southern Oregon, because I have about a week to get to San Francisco. But today, I'm going to get my car re-inspected because if you watched the last vlog, you would know I started to experience some problems as I was driving. I spent the night at this rest stop right here. It's just that Oregon rest stops tend to be pretty crowded, so I think tonight I'm going to try to find a campsite. The catch is, this summer, I'm trying to pay for accommodation as little as possible, which means I have to find a free campsite somewhere. So here's a timeline of events. Last week, I took my car into a mechanic at Portland, and they recommended $2,600 worth of repairs. This time, I took it into a mechanic, and they recommended $3,100 worth of repairs. Now, most of this shit is service interval stuff, which means I probably should get it fixed, but I don't have to get it fixed. Like, it's not going bad yet, except for my front struts, which are part of the suspension system. The mechanic in Portland said the same thing. Those front struts, they are leaking, and I really should get them repaired. And I might, to be fair. You might see me at some point going to a mechanic and get those guys fixed. Or I hold off and I wait till I get back home, probably like another 5,000 miles from now, and I get my suspension fixed back at home. This is risky because having good front struts means I'm less likely to, accidentally drive off the road. I believe in you. You can make it so much further. I believe. I feel like there's not much universal advice I can give people for living in your car. You kind of just gotta jump into it and figure it out yourself. But one of the universal pieces of advice I give is your car is not your home. Your car is where you sleep. Your car is where you store your belongings. Your car is your means of transportation. But your home is the world around you. For instance, my office is the Panera Bread I was editing in earlier today. And when I got sick of editing in that Panera Bread, where am I gonna practice guitar? I don't know, some blocks overlooking Medford, Oregon. Well, I've had my fun, but I fear there's one dilemma I have yet to introduce in this vlog. If you've seen the previous ones, you would know I'm running out of money. But Jacob, I hear you ask, how are you going to make money while you're living in your car? I deliver food for DoorDash and Uber Eats. This chocolate place gives Dashers a little candy with every order. I've never been given something from a restaurant before. That's crazy. Tonight, DoorDashing was not good. I did not make very much money, but hopefully tomorrow I make a little bit more. Anyway, I need to find a place to sleep. Well, I'm back. Yeah, I didn't feel like finding a campsite. Listen, I promise soon we're gonna get some really pretty campsites in California. But for now, if I go to a rest stop, I know what to expect. There'll be a lot of, potentially creepy people. There's a bit of a safety issue, but it's also like pretty safe because there's security cameras and shit and a lot of people around. Whereas like campsites, it's like I gotta deal with dirt roads. I gotta deal with not having a cell signal. I gotta deal with driving out to the motherfuckers and finding them, because that can already be really difficult. I was not pleased with the campsite selection nearby Medford, partly because I spent part of the summer of 2024 near Medford, and I know what the selection looks like. There's some nice stuff around here, but it's also really far from the city, so it didn't even make that much sense to go to a campsite if all I'm trying to do is sleep. And I like a good rest stop. They're consistent. I know what to expect. What more could I need? Good morning. Rest stop. I really would like to be sleeping somewhere a little bit more glamorous than this, but I suspect tonight I will once again be at a rest stop. Today is going to be a boring one because I want to stay in Medford for one more day. I have a Zoom meeting, and then I would really like to make some more money door dashing before I head off into expensive California. Tomorrow, here's the plan, right? I'm kind of staying somewhere right around here. I am going to drive down this road into Redding, where we're going to do some hikes and stuff around Whiskeytown National Recreation Area. And then I think I found a really good campsite on this reservoir right here. And after that, we can start making our way to the coast and working down to San Francisco. I'm really just having a repeat of yesterday, aren't I? If you're wondering what I do when I'm not vlogging, I'd say like 80% of the time I'm editing. At the time of recording, week 2 is up on YouTube. So I try to keep this moving even while I travel so you can watch these vlogs. Now, it's time to make money. Cash tip! I love a cash tip! You know what a cash tip means? It means I accepted the order because I thought it was worth enough, and then I got even more! Door dashing was okay. Medford is not a good city to deliver food in. I will have to DoorDash after San Francisco, but for the time being, I think I made enough to hold me through. Anyway, I was gonna go to a rest stop, but then I realized I don't have to be in Medford in the morning. Rest stop is 20 minutes south. 40 minutes south, there is what I think is a nice campsite. If it's not, oh, I'm gonna hate myself. All right. Oh, beautiful. Oh, what a spot. What a great spot. I have a signal. It's open. Not a soul around. It's a bit nippy outside, but it's nice. Look, it's my car. And look, you can see a little bit of the sunset in the background. Aww. And where are we at? 5,838 miles. Good morning, Oregon. Today is going to be a great day. Today, I am driving south in that direction towards Redding, California. And then I'm going to check out Whiskeytown National Recreation Area, whatever that is. Not going to lie, my start is moving a little slow. It is almost 9:30 already, but you know what? Today is exclusively recreation and enjoyment. I don't need to be moving quickly. I have no work to do. California! Gas station coffee. Welcome to Whiskeytown National Recreation Area. The designator National Recreation Area tends to be reserved for dammed-in lakes, which is a bit of a unique one, but I've yet to be disappointed, so I'm excited. I'm right here, but I think I'm gonna go for a hike around here or maybe up here. Well, this is the beginning of the Davis Gulch Trail. Looks pretty, looks very wiggly. I like a good wiggly trail. Look at this is gorgeous. Scratch that, I immediately messed up. I forgot to put on my hiking shoes. All right, back on the trail on this wonderful kind of overcast day. This is a bit of a sad hike. Half the trees seem to be dead. I'm not sure if it's beetle kill or what, but the entire park is like this. And I don't think the gray overcast is helping the mood. Hi, little guy. He's in a scurrying mood. How you doing? You blend right in. Look at you. There are so many lizards on this hike. Everything is very dead, very sad, except for the lizards. There's lizards all over the place. It's a pretty little view right here. You can see a pontoon boat, highway in the background. Oh, I can hear people on a pontoon boat down there. Look at this. What a shame. This is why we don't defund the Department of the Interior. Look at this. They help with sustainability. They help with invasive species. This is bad. The trail has taken me down by the water, which is very pretty. I do like the water. Well, this is where the hike ends. You just make it to a parking lot, take in the beautiful view of a bench and a bathroom, and then you turn around. I think I'm gonna dump my head in the water. Okay, here's what I learned. I cannot dump my head in the water unless I want to get my feet wet. And I'm not ready to get my feet wet. This hike has a lot of ups and downs. So you don't notice it when you're walking to the parking lot. But there's this really nasty downhill that I gotta walk up now. Well, we're here. 6.4 miles, 663 feet of elevation gain. Believe it or not, a little bit more than it felt like. I think it was just a lot of ups and downs on this hike. And 2 hours and 28 minutes, which is a little bit longer than it felt like. Okay, here's my thought process. I'm like 50-50 whether or not I actually want to swim. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do a big loop around the reservoir. And if I see a cool beach, I'll stop at the cool beach. And if I don't see a cool beach, you're going to see me at my campsite. Looks like I can't even do a loop around the reservoir because it turns into this kind of nasty dirt road that I don't really feel like driving down. What a national park unit this has been. Yeah, I settled on campsite. Oh, fuck. Oh, this is not a road for a car of my clearance. Yeah, okay, confession. I came to this campsite 2 years ago, and in 2 years, they very clearly have not touched this road. It is exactly the same. It is just as rough as it was before. Look, this is, I guarantee, not picking up on the camera. There's a, like, foot drop off right here. Like, I should not even inch to the right slightly, otherwise I risk damaging my car. Well, here's a pull-off if I get really desperate, but I wouldn't have come here so early if I thought I was gonna camp at a pull-off. Okay, I hope this picks up on camera. I will go down this road if I can't find anything else, but I really don't want to, given how much I've clearly fucked up this car already. So I'm going to go with some backup spots and see what those look like. This is gorgeous though. Did I mention all these campsites have a really nice view? Yeah, see, this is where the road gets really rough, is clearly at some point somebody decided we're gonna pave this road. And then they decided not to maintain any of what they paved. So it's like, I don't know, 5-10% paved, and then the rest of it is dirt. But wherever it's left over, it's left these massive ledges. I mean, look at that. Look at what that is to the left of me. That is craziness. Look at that. That is a fucking wall. I'm gonna get out of the car just so you can see the scale. This is my hand. This is the scale of this bump. I'm gonna go around this way because it's a little bit more shallow. That's crazy. Craziness. So this This is where I camped 2 years ago. Oh, it's changed a little bit. There used to be a fire pit here where there's now a bunch of dead branches. Well, that's a really nice spot, and somebody has set up a tent, and that's a really nice spot down by the water, and somebody's parked there. I have my doubts whether this road will lead me anywhere, and I really don't feel like driving on it given its condition. So I think I might be going back to the spot I camped at back in 2024. And check out this view. Without a doubt, the pretty, ooh, I just slipped. Without a doubt, the prettiest campsite I've been at thus far. I picked up a new sticker from the recreation area, and you know, I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it yet. I mean, I don't hate it, and it's adhering pretty well. If you watched the first vlog, you would know I was reading this ridiculously long science fiction book, and I finally finished it last week when I was camping with Ryan. I moved over to a Ernest Hemingway short story collection. Never read any Hemingway. This will be interesting. This entire collection is like a 10th of the book I just read, but even still, I don't think I'm gonna read it all the way through. I'll probably read a couple short stories. It's like a nice little snack before moving on to my next bigger book. Did I mention how gorgeous this is, by the way? I mean, look at those fucking mountains. Look at the sunset over those mountains. Well, I'm happy to have gotten in early. How else would I be watching Star Trek? Anyway, good night. Last night, my fan broke, and it was really hot, and this kind of sucked. So the plan today is I'm going to be driving to the California coast, and I don't think I'm gonna go for any crazy hikes, but today is going to be a very, very pretty day. So I've been driving down this mountain road for 2 hours now, and let me tell you, there is nothing going on. This overlook right here was the best place I could find to slow down for a little bit, stop, and Walmart. All right, I have acquired a fan. So I'm currently in Eureka, which is a city on the California coast. But I really want to spend the night here, a place called the Lost Coast, which I visited last summer. It's a really pretty area. We'll get to watch the sunset, but it also doesn't really have a signal. So for the time being, I think I'm gonna chill out in Eureka, go to a Starbucks, finish editing part 3 of this series, and download another Star Trek movie. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? Out here in this forest. Anyway, I'm on the road to the Lost Coast. Look at this. I just knew this drive was gonna be gorgeous. It was gorgeous last time. It's gorgeous this time. Some kind of way out of here. Guys, you're a little close to the road here. Hi. Don't look at me like that. Okay, now you're like fully in the road. I see you. Welcome to the Lost Coast. Whenever people ask me what I think the prettiest region of the United States is, I will always say the California coast. But if I had to pick a single spot, a place that I've been that I would say is my favorite in all of the US, I would say right here along the Lost Coast. There's areas with more mountains, there's areas with more cliffs, more forests, but what I think none of them have is the absolute spectacle of being out here completely alone. I love isolation, and driving down this road, I saw only one other car, and this is the Pacific Ocean. The Pacific Ocean. Anytime you're along the ocean in the United States, it is so developed. Very rarely do you see like truly isolated parts of the ocean. But here on the Lost Coast, I can just park here. And this is where I'm going to spend the night. They also have really worked on the road down here since I was last here. It was a mess. They have now repaved parts of it. It's still a mess in some parts, but it's getting better. It's getting better. You know the part that floors me the most about the Lost Coast? It's that nobody knows it exists. In Seattle, I even met someone who had family up in Eureka, and even she didn't know what the Lost Coast was. I would assume it's because, in terms of recreation, there's not very much to do here, but driving past it, oh my God, is this place pretty? Anyway, thank you for letting me show you one of my favorite places. Good night, everybody. Good morning, Lost Coast. In 2024, when I was here, I came to this overlook. I slept, and then I drove back the way I came to Eureka because I think I wanted to take a shower or something. But it means there's an entire road of this coastline that I never explored. So, you know what I'm going to be doing today. But first, I also want to take this path down to the water and see the Pacific Ocean. Look at this. Now, this is just something else. What a beautiful coastline. Oh my God. Did I mention this road takes you past a bunch of redwoods? Yeah, you also get to drive through a bunch of redwoods. Okay, great place. I figured out why nobody goes to the Lost Coast. From the north, you drive an hour down a really bumpy and a really miserable road, and then you're on the Lost Coast for about 15 minutes. And then, if you want to keep going south, you're driving about 2.5 hours on a really bumpy and really unforgiving road. You do get to drive through some pretty redwoods right at the end, though. That was worth it. So here's the fun part. Today is Wednesday. I have to be in San Francisco sometime on Friday. I actually don't have any idea what I'm doing for the rest of today, tomorrow, and the start of Friday. All right, I just entered Highway 1, the Pacific Coast Highway, down the California coast. I'm gonna coast down it. Is the coast of California beautiful? Yes. Am I really tired of driving? Yes. All right, so this hike is called the Ecological Staircase. It seems to be along the coast for a little bit and then down some gorge. The album of choice this afternoon is This Old Dog by Mac DeMarco. Well, this is very pretty so far. I love these little fields. Pretty tree, pretty coastline. Oh, I love the ocean. I found a little bit that juts out. This is pretty neat. Look at that, there's the tree. There's the coastline. Neat little rock. Look at all these colorful and pretty flowers. Oh, California, how you treat me well. This is wonderful. Neat little bridge. People on the beach doing what I couldn't do. Well, I wonder if there's a bit of a wind shadow down there. Maybe it's a bit warmer. I don't know. I certainly wouldn't want to be laying in the 60-degree weather. Walking under that neat little bridge from earlier. I love a good boardwalk hike. Making my life easy. Look at that. This is pretty. You know what? I'm one indecisive motherfucker. This hike, it's really nice, but it's also really warm outside. I think I'm gonna go to the beach. Slug. What a beach. I need to find a place to set up. Well, this has been pleasant. I've been on this beach for about an hour and a half. I was trying to fix some pretty nasty farmer's tan I had from wearing my sunglasses on every hike. But in the process, I've managed to get sand embedded in every orifice. And also my Crocs got pretty nasty. But yeah, I'm happy I abandoned that hike. I mean, I'm sorry for you guys. It means less content, but I've really, really wanted a proper beach day since Washington. And I think I just got it. All right, here's the plan. I can't figure out what I want to do. I think if there was a Starbucks or a Panera nearby, I'd finish up the edit for the video and then go find a campsite, but there's no Starbucks or Panera nearby. So I think what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna drive. Well, believe it or not, the number of pretty pull-offs on Highway 1 that have a cell signal is very low. But I found one very close to where I camped 2 years ago. But yeah, I mean, this place is gorgeous. I'm not 100% sure where I'm going to end up tonight, but I have done so much driving today. Okay, scratch that. Apparently I don't have a fucking signal. Future problem. Yeah, I've driven today all the way from up here down here, so far down the California coast. I'm basically at San Francisco. I think this random pull-off is where I'm going to spend the night. Not really as scenic as some of the other options. I passed by a couple that had a signal, and then I was like, no, I can find something better. And here I am. I really didn't want to do any backtracking, and I just kept driving and driving and driving until it was too late to go back to one of the nicer ones. I don't know, maybe I'll keep looking, but ultimately this works for a night. Well, today was a fun day. Enjoyed sitting on the beach. Maybe a little bit more driving than I planned, but it was a very, 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 very pretty drive. So I'm not complaining that much. Tomorrow I'm going to head down to a place called Point Reyes, which seems really pretty and really interesting. And then it's like a maintenance day. I'm going to get my life prepped to go visit people in San Francisco on Friday. And of course, now we are up to 6,487 miles. So I just spent the night at some dirt pull-off on the side of the road of the California coast. Today, we're going to go to Point Reyes National Seashore because it looks like a pretty area and I've never been. And it's kind of a miserable and cloudy and cold day outside, but I'm really, really close, so I might as well. Then I'm going to find a city where I'm going to shower because it's been a hot second since I've showered, and then I need to find a place to sleep. Jesus Christ, I'm right next door and it's still gonna take an hour and 20 minutes. So this is Point Reyes. If you want a fun comparison, the time it took me to drive here, I would have been only halfway down the Lost Coast when I was driving yesterday. I mean, this place is just gorgeous so far, and the drive up here was really interesting. It's the only national park unit I've been to that had a full-on ranch with cows on it. So while I'm here, I want to do two things. I want to walk to a lighthouse, which is like a mile or so away, and then I think I'm going to go for a bit of a longer hike. This view is just something else. I already know this is the type of place that will not pick up on camera how, just the scale of it, how far that beach goes. Welcome to the lighthouse. Just craziness. Look at that. All right, time to see if climbing those mountains was worth it, because I have literally 300 stairs ahead of me. 10 out of 10 lighthouse. Stairs were a little nasty, but that's okay. I'm gonna go do another hike. Wiping the dirt from his hands. All right, backup option. We're gonna do Abbott's Lagoon Trail. This is a neat little marsh right here. I like the red cover over it. This is such an interesting area. If you just plop me down here, the fields, the fog, the wind, the hills, I think I'm in like, I don't know, Scottish Isles or something. I love a good boardwalk. I've passed probably like 10 different people with massive binoculars and bird watching cameras. Clearly I'm doing something wrong on this trail. I don't see any birds anywhere. Where are the birds? All right, listers, tell me what this is. I don't have a clue. Oh, wow. Sorry about the wind, but this is just gorgeous. Look at that. All right, listers, tell me what that bird is. This guy's fucking massive. Look at that. This place is wonderful. That was really nice. I really like Point Reyes, but I'm also really hungry, and I don't know what else I'm doing today.
Coming home, baby, now.
Shower. Laundry. Okay, I've been looking at maps. I think I know what I'm gonna do. So I'm right here. I'm gonna spend the night somewhere around the coast and then drive down into San Francisco in the morning. But Jacob, I hear you ask, why not drive into San Francisco tonight and just stay with your friends tonight? Well, originally it was because of parking. I have a solution for that. The main reason, though, is just that they are employed and I am living in my car. There's not much of a reason for me to go there tonight. They are getting in really, really late, and it would just be an inconvenience. Now, for parking, if you watch the Seattle vlog, you know I parked at somebody's house. That was a friend of a friend. Now, funny story, I know significantly more people in the Bay Area, and even still, parking is a pain to find. Not a single person I knew in the Bay Area had parking that was reasonably accessible to public transport. However, I think I cooked because I was able to find really, really cheap parking, like $10 a day at a BART station. And I'm going to need to take the BART to get to my friend's place anyway. So tomorrow I'm going to drive through the city to a BART station, park my car, and then take the train up to my friend's place. But for now, I should go figure out where I'm sleeping. Well, this is it. I will never not be amazed at some of the places you're legally just, allowed to park and sleep in your car. All right, as I sit here on this dry California overlook, I am wasting time because today I'm finally going to San Francisco, but I am in a bit of a rush to get there. Shower! Coffee. BART parking? Oh, eat my shorts. We are here. I found parking. Now I just have to lug this bag across the city of San Francisco.
How's it going, guys? I'm Vasu, and we're getting lunch. I'm probably the coolest guy out of all these. Michael's probably least. Got Jacob.
I don't know who Michael is yet.
Oh, well, let me introduce you. What up? Hello. What's your name? Michael. All right.
I got pork Thai sandwich. Vasu.
I got tofu.
Vietnamese sandwich.
Tofu.
Same area.
Yo, cut that shit out.
Vietnamese sandwich.
I'm ripping a tofu banh mi. This shit's buzz.
A special combo sandwich. I kind of fucked up the rib, but that's okay.
Pate.
你好，我叫 Nate， 我是 Jacob 的朋友。
Oh, and how long have you had that before?
Oh, this one smells like a new book.
It smells like a new book. This is like an old book.
Tomorrow is the 4th of July, and I will be watching fireworks and doing something else. And I don't know what. And the next week, I will be in San Francisco. And then I have to figure out how I'm getting home because I don't know what direction I'm taking to get home yet.